Sonara said. "Calling me such a thing." The Crown Prince held his arms wide. "Then let the Queen send me over the cliffs to my death. I don't fear the leaping. And besides, when Raya takes the crown in my stead and spends half the kingdom's wages on flagons of liquor and ladies-in-waiting, Mother will be begging the goddesses to pull me back from the depths." He flashed that summertime smile of his. "You're my sister, Sonara. You always will be, regardless of how much shared blood runs in our veins." He'd meant the words as a comfort, but Sonara sniffed, and more tears slipped from her eyes. They were darker than Soam's crystalline blue, a brown so deep they were almost black, her pupils scarcely visible in the dim light of morning. "She holds the darkness of night in her eyes," her mother's voice whispered into her memories. "The darkness of a demon." "Don't waste your tears," Soam said. He gently patted her shoulder, then tucked her long braid behind her ear. The strands caught in a ray of sunlight peeking through the gabled stall window, revealing the natural smudges of muddy brown mixed with pure Surayan blue. "Not on a single one of them." As he spoke, Sonara saw the royal family in her mind, the outline of the Queen, a shimmering crown perched atop her blue braids, and the 3 other half-siblings, all manicured menaces, whose hearts had never known softness, never longed to show compassion. Not like Soam. "Easier said than done," Sonara answered. Soam was older by several years. He'd travelled all across the continent, visiting the neighbouring kingdom of the Deadlands, even travelling so far as the White Wastes up north. He'd seen other castles and cultures, dined with kings and queens, and learned to wield a sword as any Surayan warrior should. He bore the weight of their kingdom's future upon his shoulders, for some day their mother's crown would become his. Soam knew a great many things, but he would never truly understand what it was like to bear the burden of bastard. It was whispered behind Sonara like a devil's hiss in the city streets. It sung wickedly to her each night in her dreams, when the wind sighed, and the stars came out to shed their light on the kingdom below. Sonara was a child without a known father to claim her, with a royal mother who'd never wanted to bear her at all. "Well," Sonara said, as her tears dried up, "I've work to do, and seeing as you're here—" "Fine," Soam said, "but I'm not going anywhere near Durin." Sonara raised a brow. "Scared, princeling?" Almost as if in response, a great boom exploded against the stall door at the edge of the aisle. Sonara clicked her teeth and went to soothe the source of the noise. Durin, a beautiful beast with a coat the colour of desert sand, mane and tail deep as blackest night, stood at the stall door, pounding his wide hoof against the gate. The entire stable seemed to shake with each kick. Some of the other steeds whinnied or snorted in response, their ears twitching this way and that. Dust kicked up outside Durin's stall. The lock doubled to ensure he wouldn't escape. "That's enough now," Sonara said, as she stopped just out of his reach. The beast looked at her, with eyes that glowed as red as the bleeding sun's. He was in the last few months of being a young steedling. His dark, heavily feathered legs had grown stronger, his back broader, his thick neck arched and noble. Soon he'd be fitted for armour with the rest of the young steeds. They